Hi everyone, so today I'm going to teach you how to take your accurate body measurement. So to take your accurate body measurement, you need to do something. So you need to start with your waist. You need two tape measurements. So this is the tiny one. You can use this big one as well, any one. Then you ask your client to tilt. So you tilt to the side. So this part of the waist that goes inside, so that is your true waist. So you tie, you can stand straight back. Then you tie it, just tie it there first. So that's the first thing you need to do. And always tell your client to always wear their a fitted dress when they are coming to take measurement. Always ask them if they are wearing, this is the bra that they wear when they want to, wear their clothes or whatever garment that they want to wear. So you ask your client to tilt this way. So once you tilt this way, this part of the waist that goes in, you will tie your tape rule. So then from that point, you now take your actual tape rule. So you are placing the tape rule on the shoulder, on your client's shoulder to this waist. So to go over the bust, your tape rule must go over the bust to this part of your where your tape rule is ending. And our own front length, so that gives you your front length. So our front length is 17 inches. Now to take the back length, because for the human body, what is the difference between the front and the back is the bust. So you can see that at the back there's no bust. And look at this part of the back that is going deep. So I'll explain this part more when we are drafting our pattern. So let's just continue taking our measurement. So you put the tape rule at the nape of our neck here, this bone here, to the deepest part. I see that automatically my tape rule is sitting at the deepest part of our back. So our own back length is about 13.5 inches. So you see, our back length is 13.5 inches. So that is our back length. Now to take our shoulder, I'll place my tape over her. So that your bone, the bone here, you can raise up your hand. When you ask them to raise up your hand, you feel a bone here, your client. If you are not too sure, put it on your hand. So your tape must start there, and it must end at that bone. So our own shoulder measurement is 15.5. Can you see? Our shoulder measurement is 15.5. So the next one we are going to take is our bust circumference. To take your bust circumference, so you take your tape rule, make sure that your hand is not inside. Make sure your hand is not inside the tape rule like this. So you hold it fitted like this. So you use your hand to guide it, and you take note of the measurements. So you make sure that your tape rule is relaxing well from the back to the front. So can you see? So ours is about 39.5. Ours is 39. And when you are taking your bust measurement, make sure you are not doing like this. You are not doing like this. It's not necessary. You are not doing like this. That is not how to take an accurate body measurement. So just place your tape inside and hold it firm, and take note of that part of our bust measurement. So the next one I'm going to do is our waist circumference. So this is our waist circumference, that part where you have tied your tape rule, the first tape rule. So you hold it firm also. Nice. So make sure that your hand is not inside, so that it will not add to our measurement. So our waist circumference is 35 inches. So now I'm going to take our shoulder to bust point. So this is our shoulder to bust point, and our shoulder to bust point. So the protruding part of your bust should be your bust point. So our shoulder to bust point is 11.5. So always take because if your client is not wearing the right bra, the right fitting bra, it can disturb your measurement when it will disturb the fitting of the garment. So from your shoulder to your bust point is 11 inches. So then we measure BP to BP, that is bust point to bust point. So ours is about 7 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure our So you measure your client's blouse length also. You ask them where they like their blouse to be. So this is 20, ours is 25 inches. So normal standard one can use 24 depending on what your client wants. So the next one I'm now going to take is your shoulder to under bust. So always make sure that your tape is going over your bust. So our own shoulder to over bust is about 14.5 inches. Can you see? This is 14. So where that your iron, where the if you feel it under the bra, where the iron is where the iron is, that is where your shoulder to under bust is. Do you understand? So the next one I'm going to take is a hip circumference. So is a hip circumference, like I said earlier. So it's not sideways. So the protruding part of our bum, that would be a hip. So the part that comes out the most. So like I said, don't put your hand inside the tape rule. So our own measurement is 43 inches. Our measurement is 43 inches. So don't always put your hand inside the tape rule. Always make sure that it's outside. Now another measurement we are going to take now is our waist to hip line. So we call it our waist our hip line. So from your waist you measure, not like when we are drafting our skirt. So for most people you can use 9 inches, but it's better that you take it on your client just to be sure. So that part of our bum that is coming out, some people have a protruding bum that is very noticeable. So you measure from your waist to your to that protruding part, and for her, our own is 9 inches. Because some people's own can be less, some people's own can be more. So depending on how tall the person is, then I'll measure my waist to knee measurement. Measure your waist to knee measurement. You measure the floor length of our full length. So you always ask your client how long do they want their garment to be. So you measure it, trying to. So make sure that your client is standing straight and all. Next thing I'm going to do right now is to measure around under bust. So when you are measuring, this part is very important for your client's measurement. When you are measuring the round under bust, make sure that it's fitted. So make sure that your tape is very fitted. So don't hold that place too loosely. So you can make it to be very fitted, and make sure that your hand is not inside, not disturbing it. So ours is about 33 inches. So you can use, so she for her, you can use 33 inches for under bust. So now I'm going to measure the hand. So when you want to measure your hand, so make sure that you tell your client to position their hand this way, because most times if the hand is dropped down and you measure, by the time the person is moving into your hand, it's going to be too tight. So there's no room, there's no space for the person to move. So you start measuring from that shoulder bone that you measured. I'll measure my full length. So ours is 25 inches. My sleeve length is 25 inches. My hand still that way. I'll measure the elbow. Ours is 13.5 inches. 13.5 inches. So you can try to now measure the quarter depending on the type of sleeve you are trying to achieve. So you measure your 3/4, you measure your short hand, so whatever sleeve length you want to do. Now to measure your round elbow, your hand will still be like this. So go over like this, just firm like this. So ours is 12 inches. So I remember I said I should not put your hand like this. So always make sure that the tape is relaxing well. So ours is 12 inches. Now to measure our wrist, because most times if I should measure the wrist from here, by the time she's wearing a sleeve, it's going to be too tight. So you ask them to fold their hand. So you fold your hand very tight like this, like this. So just squeeze your hand like this. So you measure that part firmly. So ours is 8 inches. So the only reason why you will measure here to be firm is even if you are putting button or you are putting zipper, but if or your fabric is stretching, but if it's not, so just use this part, just use the round palm. Use your round palm to measure your wrist measurement. So you can see here is about 6.5, while this place is about 8. So this is the way your clients will fold their body. So lastly, I want to take a full body measurement. So make sure that the tape is going over our bust. So you can decide to ask how long the client wants it. If it's something like a full flowing dress, you can make it of the floor length. So you make sure that the tape is laying on the floor. So that will give you floor length. If it's 3/4, if it's knee length, so whatever the length of your garment is, you measure that way. So I hope this will help you. So that will be all for taking your accurate body measurement.